this video covers these topics. This video is a little bit longer than I originally intended, but I thought the kill switch topic was important to include. And then to make it up to you, I've got a nice fake lake clip at the end. Check it out. All right, we have our modified zip kits pipe mount. I, as I mentioned, hacked the other side of this to length. We've got the bent soft aluminum covering the stinger. We've marked our hole and we are going to drill. Drill, drill, drill. Drill, drill, drill. All right. And we are going to do one final check. I'm doing the first mount, the first hole first, the top mount first, and then I will line it up, measure the second one. Don't forget your safety glasses. Alright, so these braid points are extremely pointy. I'm going to push it in. Alright, here we go. What I really like about those is that you can they don't drift. These points, they don't drift on you. And so see the pointy part? I don't know if you can. But they're great. Just making sure I have a vertical that I'm happy with. Alright, so I've secured the top with the lock nut that came with the Zip Kit's pipe mount. I'm now I'm just zeroing out on my bench. Oh, this is great. All right, so we're almost done with this. We're going to put the pipe mount on. We're going to find, I don't know, 4mm situation. And let me get this tied up. I'll bring you back on. Incomplete. I got red zone on. It's Sunday. I've got red zone on. And because it's Sunday, because my team sucks and I don't see them on all the primetime channels. Who's my team? Alright, it's the Browns, and they suck. I know they suck, but I'm not crazy. Well, I'm probably a little crazy, but they, they're just a horrible organization, and, you know, there's a long story. If I have more time later, this is a boat channel, I'll fill you in on that, but anyway, alright, so we've got this. How's this look? I don't know, man. Looks okay. Yeah. Alright, what do you think? Look okay? Tell me what I need to do. Tell me what I need to do. Alright. Alright, so we've got the rear. I think, so I'm going to wait on this. I told you I've got the 4-inch tabs. What I'm thinking about doing is using the left, using the left hole mount for this hole, putting that on the right side of the trim tab, and using this hole right here for the left of the other trim tab. So the gap between the two will be the distance between these two holes. I think it'll fit. I just try to minimize holes. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think on this. I Loctited this, so I hope to not touch that again. I Loctited everything in the radio box. These small fittings. I've got to finish up with this. I epoxied the holes for all the new holes I made. I epoxied those, sealed them up. Into the bilge, because you're gonna get a bunch of shit. Alright, so the question is, that I always ask myself is, do I want to put the O-ring on right now? And the answer is it's kind of a no. Where's my... I usually get the fastener on. See? I hope you can see that. I get the fastener on, start it, and then sanitize, clean O-ring. Question for the group: what is the worst or most exciting experience you've had with a failing O-ring? Comment below. Let's hear it, because I haven't heard too many. I haven't really heard too many stories. So let's hear it. What's the worst O-ring failure story you've heard, like seen, witnessed? Not, I don't care. Don't make it up, but just if you heard about it, great. Preferably if you saw it or somehow experienced it. Let's find out. Shout out to Ronnie King, great customer service. He's on international waters, pipes, props, what is it, turn fins. He sent me another pipe clamp because he hadn't originally, and I could have just ordered one. He's like, no. So, good guy. So he sent me one. All right. Torque this down to, with your calibrated torque. Torque finder. This thing is way too loose. I need a bigger one. Oh, one sec. Oh, well, I gotcha. Quick product review. These Pittsburgh Allens from Harbor Freight. I like them. Their design. What I found though is I feel like some of them are wearing. They're rounding out. So I guess I got to use that. What's that? Like lifetime guarantee on Harbor Freight stuff. giving all the big box stores a run for their money. Looking back, I kind of wish I did something different here with these one on top. I wish one was on, both were on top, both were on bottom, something like that. Whatever. I got to blast a hole for the antenna. The antenna. I may go over the hatch. I may just cut it short so it's right below the hatch, just so I don't have to fiddle with it. That was kind of annoying. Oops. All right, I'm gonna hit pause here and reconvene. I gotta go to work, and we're gonna be wrapping this up. All right, so next chapter coming up. Next is going to be, yeah, antenna. These little fasteners, just like calibrating. I got to do final touches on a kill switch. Battery, put my battery in somehow. And see how my battery gonna go. Boom, kablamo. Dude, these NIMAD, nickel metal hydride, NIMA, whatever. These are it, man. These are it for radio boxes. I don't use these. Just hold the charge for infinity hours. And then, oh jeez, the cover, the lid, the vents. It's really exhausting to figure out what's going on with my lid situation. I'm probably belabored this, but I'm going to probably not do this. I'm looking at a well, my latest is, are you still on? Okay, my latest is these teardrop, so I gotta get a good design on that. I do like these ones. Can you see this? Yeah. So, and then this one as well. These 3 holes, these 2, those are pretty set. I might do some long skinny on the transom. That's not even on. And these don't look realistic. These are too big. That looks like kids blocks for like 2-year-olds. So more to come on that. All right, we're almost there. Let me take a break. I'll be right back. All right, we are doing a small extension on this Dynamite large scale kill switch. All right. We are gonna do a quick solder job. Am I a solder expert? Hell no. But I am going to attempt to get things secured in a way that is somewhat trustworthy. See, we're just using low voltage, call it low voltage solder. Alright. We're just making an extension for the Dynamite Kill Switch. The one contact point is, the wiring is very low, very short. And I might, depending on how this turns out, I might adjust this, make it a little bit nicer craftsmanship wise over the winter time, but for now I want this to work so I can run this bad boy before the lake freezes. That looks pretty good. To set the failsafe, bind the receiver to the transmitter with the kill switch in the off position. This ensures that the receiver loses power or signal. The kill switch will turn the engine off. When the LED is solid, Solid red. The engine can be started. So off position is that. And we are going to bind okay, that turned off. Now it's green again. When you heard the servo switch, the LED went blank, and then it went solid green again. Right. And then so now I got a red light. I switch this on, or I don't, so I think well, I guess I'm not going to know until I fire this thing up. I really want to do that though, because when I have the failsafe on the receiver, on the transmitter is on. So this, so I've got the throttle activated. I am turning in the transceiver off, and look, it resets. So that's the failsafe on that. But yeah, I think I need, this is basically going to stop an electrical signal from sparking in the engine, and therefore it will stop. So I think we're good. Next up, all right, we've got the Dynamite Kill Switch installed, and I popped a hole through the tray. I'm going to seal that up. It's a little oblong because I needed to get the male fastener right here through. I'm going to have to seal that up because right now it's not watertight. So I'll throw some, actually I might throw some silicone on there. I noticed, I sent this question out to one of the group chats, on one of the Facebook groups. This pin is very loose, and I think well, I've got to wrap this in a bag. But this is very loose. I'm actually going to order a new, like I can muck around with this pin. I only have, in my arsenal, I only have, I believe, 2 of these flat packs. So just to have just more on deck, I just ordered, they're pretty cheap on Amazon. These are the Tenergies, 200 milliamp. And so I'm going to order those. I'm going to order, I think I got a 2-pack. It's coming tomorrow or something. So that way we just stock up on those, and then do that. I'll do this, and then pulling off of when this boat was electric. Hang on. When this boat was electric, Bonzi had this antenna mounted to this bracket, mounted to this pad, across the stringers, and so I'm just repurposing, and I'm going to be using this. So I'm going to be drilling a hole on the top of the radio tray. This is going to stand a little bit taller than where it was, but I'm going to have to chop off a little bit. Like I mentioned earlier, I think I'm going to try to keep it below the deck so I don't have to muck around, or I'm going to blast, a sizable hole where it's like, easy to put the canopy on without having to fish and find this to feed through. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, I'm gonna go in reverse. I marked the spot with a grease pencil. This is right in line with the center of the hole. I'm gonna go in reverse. Phase 1 complete. All right, we've got the hole. I do like this, you know, tinted cover from Dark Wolf. Nice job, dude. Looks slick. That's all. Looks cool. Kablamo. Maybe paint that black. I don't know. Right in line. Yeah, looks good. Here you go. Let's see how far it'll go. Maybe, I think I wanted to flip this over actually. Well, I've got this Velcro on the receiver, which is going to be overcome by events when I go to put a bag on it. I have to figure that out. Feed that in. I chose not to use an on-off switch. I had a bad day at the zoo once with that, so get some radio tape on here. Good to go. Looks good. I mean, gosh. Are we done? All right. I'm also not going to, let me bring this back into view. I've got the handlebars I've not put on yet. Can you see that? Yeah, these right here, boom, boom. You know, again, in the interest of time, before winter, I'm gonna delay putting that together, and then I'm also going to, where the hell is it? Oh, it's over here. And then I'm also going to delay putting my fuel tab. Hang on. So I found this in the shop. The one, this is a Bonzi, you know, fuel hatch, fuel gate, whatever you want to call it. This is the one that came with from Dark Wolf, from Joel. This you pop out, and the fuel line, this would be secured to the hull, and then the fuel line, you take this off, and so the fuel line would secure to this through the hull. You push it down, you pull it out, and then you want just a little bit of access so you can pop in your mail and then fuel up. As you can see, right, you know, I'm going to have it like right over here. Or, I kind of like that. I like the black. I got to get rid of, I would black murder it out. With no, there's the company name there. I wouldn't want to do that. So I'd fix that just for style. But, or do the Bonzi door. This has, I don't know, I forgot what size these are, but they're tiny. So you got to line up, you have to blast the hole for this, and then you got to line up and be pretty careful on these 6. But I did this on the fountain, and it works fine. I don't know which one I'm going to do. This is going to be a winter project. And again, that would feed in. This would just hook right up, and you just feed in. And then you just connect your fuel tank right there. So we'll figure that out later. Actually, if you have an opinion, I mean, by all means, let me know. Which one should I use? Let me know. Comment below. All right. I think we're ready. Geez, I might put a bag in here and fuel up the bag. And I just noticed I got to zip tie a few of my connections on my fuel lines. But I might do a fake lake this afternoon. Ooh, exciting! That's a shout out to Glorious Bastards. All right. Great. My gosh, I am jazzed up about this. I am jazzed up. This looks good. What do you guys think? I am really excited. Holy cow. Let's freaking go. Shout out to Ironclad. Let's freaking go. All right. Stay tuned. All right. We've got a little problem here. The dynamite is not working right. So I've got the one lead on the dynamite connected to the case by way of the pull start fastener, okay? And then I've got the other contact on this engine. I've got the other contact right there with, if you can see it, I'll point it out during editing. Okay, and so here I'm going to show you. I'm going to turn the light off. So this is installed, the red light on the dyno. Right, so this, according to those instructions, this should be safe to run. Okay, so we've got contact, we've got the green, we've got the contacts on the engine, and I pull start it, and I got no spark. So I turn off this third channel, and I still have no spark. Okay, now if I pull that lead, the spade lead on the top of the coil, red light is on. Now spade lead, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a spark. So clearly, and then I turn off the third channel to the other position, and I still get a spark. So I'm not doing something right. I'm not doing something right. I'm not sure what. Let me know if you know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe you have to move. Maybe I have to move the contact. So again, in summary, I pull this spade connector off the top by the engine, by the coil, and I get a spark in both third channel positions, which tells me there's no safety. There's no kill safety. Okay, I don't know what to do. A lot of people have said these dynamites are junk, which I'm starting to believe that. Let me know what your thoughts are.